Coming back to Canberra now, I'm joined by Josh Butler, he's political reporter at The Guardian, and Ellen Ransley, political reporter at the NCA Newswire. Great to see you both. Ellen, first to you, only 500 jobs created for January, according to the latest numbers just out.
Yeah, the unemployment figure has gone up to 4.1%. It's the highest in about 2 years. Obviously, we knew this was going to happen. Economists have been warning us about it for some time. The RBA kind of indicated that it would need to happen in order for things to start moderating. We're still trying to get inflation down to 2 to 3%. Hopefully, it's good news for the RBA. Hopefully, they can take that and keep interest rates paused for a little bit longer. But yes, it's jumped a little bit higher than what was predicted today.
And we're waiting to hear from Jim Chalmers in the next 10 or so minutes. He's been saying they've been expecting unemployment to tick up, but as Ellen rightly points out, we hope this might see some further downward pressure on interest rates.
Moderate
Josh.
that a little bit, yeah. It's I've always interested when the PM and the Treasurer keep saying, unemployment's got a 3 in front of it, and now it no longer does. So that line will have to be changed. The question on today, like you say, I think Ellen sort of hit it there. Maybe more pressure on the RBA to keep things as they are, and those sort of bits and pieces around economic indicators. But yeah, I mean, like, as you say, the government has sort of been forecasting that this might be on the cards. So we'll see what Jim Chalmers
Julian Assange, the back front and centre this week. A motion moved last night in terms of this motion moved by Wilkie. It got 2/3 support of the House of Reps. But what does it amount to? Really, we await what happens in the High Court in London next week. Yeah,
this has been something that obviously the government's been pushing for a little while, and there's been a lot of talk, we're making moves behind the scenes, and when there is public pressure on them saying, we undertake our diplomatic undertakings, in private rather than in glare of the cameras. The government's been saying for a long time they'd like to see this brought to an end. As my colleague Daniel Hurst reported last night, I think we now see what that to that end means, which will be the government or Assange being brought back home to Australia. I don't think it's you can underestimate the fact that the PM voted for this.
Yeah.
The cabinet ministers voted for this. This is not some Andrew Wilkie is a independent backbencher. It wasn't some rogue random thing that was just thrown out by the crossbench. This had the backing of the government.
But indeed. But it's still the judiciary.
Sure.
Two judiciaries of. They might be close allies, but still they're independent judicial processes.
I mean,
so that's the challenge here for those advocating for Julian Assange.
I mean, Mr. Wilkie spoke this morning and he said, the fact that Anthony Albanese has supported this motion does send a powerful message to Washington. But you are right, the judiciary system is independent, but it's been going on for a very long time now, and Australia really would like to see this put to an end.
I guess they need President Biden to pardon Assange and move on. Let's finish on a bright note, a very happy note. The Prime Minister getting married.
Yes, he popped the question on Valentine's Day. They had a romantic dinner at an Italian restaurant in Braddon on Lonsdale Street. It's been a big week for Lonsdale Street. They went home and he popped the question. So I believe he's the first Prime Minister to get engaged while in office. So good on him.
First Australian Prime Minister.
Australian Prime Minister, sorry, I should say.
Yes. No, indeed. Well, that's right. But big week for Lonsdale Street, as you say. That was the street where there was where Barnaby Joyce had that issue with the planter box.
Yeah. What was the Italian restaurant?
Italian and Sons.
Oh, geez, there we go.
Great restaurant.
Good endorsement for Italian and Sons. I mean, as the single member of the panel here, I thought it was quite rude that the PM sort of rubbed this in on the start of my workday today. But look, I think there's this is one of these funny things, the sideshow around politics. Obviously, it's not really about policy and that sort of thing. But, all these funny little interesting things that happen around this building. Is it going to be at the Lodge? Is Kyle Sandilands going to come and DJ? Like, there's all these big questions we need to have the answer to. Funny little thing. But
Kyle Sandilands.
See what happens.
Maybe he gets an invite, and maybe.
Well, the PM went to his wedding, sat next to his Kyle's mum. He keeps telling us every time he goes on whatever radio station Kyle and Jackie are on now.
I think there's a fair chance some of the Rabbitohs, they're both Rabbitohs fans.
Invite the Rabbitohs team as the honorary guest to the reception.
Good point. Yeah, no worries. Josh, Ellen, great to see you both.
Karen.
We didn't get to the other big news of the day, Taylor Swift in Australia, but we'll do that.
Next
plenty of time to talk
Ellen
about
would have been great for this.
Oh, mate, she's all over it.
Wearing my lavender haze.
Love it.